welcome to a new episode of Go Time. It's me, your host, Dylan Baddeley. I'm doing hopefully one last final episode on my own. As you can see, it's an exciting one. I'm driving my car right now, which a fleeting experience it has been for viewers of this channel to see me drive this car. Disappointingly fleeting for myself as well. If you're just tuning in, this car set on fire almost a year ago now. It was a complete write-off. So I completely rebuilt it from the ground up, went from a carburetor setup to an EFI setup, single throttle, because that's what I wanted to do. This episode is a really exciting one. So what's happening? I'm just gonna drive my car out to a spot. I'm gonna take some photos. I'm gonna talk you through what's happening. So I was able to get the car out of the driveway. It was no small task because we actually have to push Seb's AE86 out of the way whenever we get my car from the top of the driveway to the bottom. Get this heap of shit out of my goddamn way. Yeah, so it took me a couple days to actually get it out after it was running, but here it is going. I've driven it twice. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice and drive it heaps when it's only on a base tune. It is on a base tune at the moment. We've kind of scaled it for the compression. It's running a little richer, a little safer than it was before. So this week actually, what's happening is I'm taking it to a dyno tuner. So it's going to a company called, or a workshop called JDM Industries. This dude runs like a 7-second quarter-mile drag S13. So, and he cut his teeth on Corollas and drifting like 4K Corollas, so he's a legend. Hopefully he can do a good job of it. I'm sure he can. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there to film it, being that we're in lockdown restrictions here, and I could only be there for like 20 minutes or something, so I can't actually hang out and film it, but one of the guys there is going to be able to film it for me. I think just film the dyno passes. Yeah, but that'll be in the next episode. So this episode, pretty much, I've just got to change the oil in it, maybe do a little bit of fiddling around, just make sure it's all tip top, no leaks or anything before it actually heads to the dyno, because yeah, you know, everybody's always like, gotta prep your car for the dyno. I already changed the plugs in it, so that's going good. And it is running well, it's running really well, it sounds smooth, no real like valve train or mechanical noise, so I'm really stoked on how it is at the moment. I'm actually currently shooting my first roll of Kodak 200, so like Kodak Gold. Matt's shot a couple of really successful rolls of it, but this is my first one. I'm gonna try overexposing it like one stop, essentially. So yeah, gonna see if I can get some real sort of summery looking, you know, Kodak Gold vibes coming out of this roll. You won't see it in this video, unfortunately, because film processing is really slow, and as you might know, we don't do it ourselves, so yeah. Still getting used to this lightweight flywheel. It's definitely harder to take off with because you have to really give it some more revs, but I want to thank everybody for the kind support on the last video. That was really a slog for me that weekend. One of the toughest weekends I've had working on cars. It was even worse off camera. I didn't even film the worst stuff. Like that footage of me putting the the oil pickup back into the engine at the end of the video is actually me putting the wrong one back in. I was so blindly frustrated and just annoyed, and I'd had like 3 beers, and I didn't even think, I just put the wrong one back in, and then I saw the right one just sitting there, and I was like, you've got to be joking. And this is after I'd sealed the oil sump up again, so I had to pull it all apart again. So yeah, it was a nightmare, honestly, a nightmare weekend of working on cars. The support of people who are entertained by watching me work on this car, and we do put a bit more emotion into our videos, I think, than some people, and I love that that's reciprocated, you know. Like, there are a lot of people who are kind of through and through sort of like friends of ours through the channel, and like honestly, a lot of my motivation comes from making the videos. I'd probably not be driving this car right now if it wasn't for making the videos and having the support of you guys. Just because it's such a boost, and it's such a motivator as well. So thank you for giving me the motivation to do it anyway. But it is a very exciting video because the one after this one will be a fully tuned 4AG in my car, and it'll be like, that's driving time then, providing nothing catastrophically fails. Next video I'll have a car ready for summer. We should be getting out of lockdown. We'll be able to hang out. Me and Matt will be able to go and drive around and just have some fun and spend a summer just vibing out. I have to remember to try and catch the revs before it stalls out when I go from higher revs to idle. With the lightweight flywheel, it just drops real fast. It'll stall out if you're not careful. Alright, time to do a little bit of prep on this I'm actually going to take it to the dyno tomorrow, so just going to change the oil in it. I'm going to change the sun plug over to this little one that has like a O-ring inside of it. I don't know, it was cheap, so I thought I'd give it a whirl because my sun plug is leaking. I've already changed the plugs like yesterday, so not really stressing about that, but I did pick up some more plugs and I'll take them to the shop and say, hey, here's some fresh plugs if it needs it. Other than that, I think the car's pretty much ready. It's not got any leaks aside from the sump plug, which I think actually might be stopped already, but I'm changing over to that anyway. So let's do that. And this time I'm not gonna drop the car on its oil pan and bend the oil pickup, or at least I hope. Beautiful golden juice. Yeah, the washer on this is cooked. And here's that sump plug I was talking about. It's got like an O-ring in the middle there and also a crush washer. So hopefully that seals. Alright, let's hope that seals. And it's not a leak from somewhere else. What a sick car. I love this freaking thing. Alright, so I just got the oil changed in this thing. It's actually surprisingly very hard to get the oil level right on a hill, but so I had to drain some out. Anyway, currently what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the car because I just got a hectic new camera setup, which is really cool. So I'm going to hopefully I can put this in the video. You can see the difference. Yeah, so I got a little gimbal, I got a new camera, and it does real fancy shit. Still working it out, but we'll get there. So I'm gonna clean the car, and then I'm gonna go and get some golden hour light and try and get some beauty shots of the car with this thing. Let's see. hope I can do some justice with that footage in post, because I'm not getting too good with it at the moment, but we'll get there. Car looks good, I just gave it a wash. Very fucking keen to take it to the dyno tomorrow. If you've missed anything, it's just a 16 valve 4AGE. It's running a little bit more comp than usual. It's running a 0.8mm head gasket, which is a little bit thinner than the factory one. It's actually a TRD one. So a little bit more comp, running the Link G4 plus Atom 2, which is a really good ECU. It's quite simple though. So hoping it can make good power. I don't know, it's not gonna make 100 kilowatts. It'll make probably closer to maybe 80, hopefully 90. If we made 100 kilowatts, it'd be like, that'd be groundbreaking. But that's just the way it goes with these motors. They're not really made to make heaps of power. They made 101 kilowatts at the flywheel from the factory 30 years ago. So we'll see how it goes. Has just had a rebuild. Hopefully we can go 85 kilowatts plus and I'll be really chuffed. I want them to put a semi-aggressive like limiter on it, and then should be a really good car to drive. All right, well that about sums up this video. Bit of a short one because all that's really left to do is get this thing on the dyno before it can drive. Yeah, there's not really much I have to do on the car except get it dynoed, and I can't really drive it that much before it gets dynoed because I'm just risking, you know, blowing another motor up. So it's really just a matter of driving this thing to the dyno tomorrow. I will get them to film it, but unfortunately I can't be there for it. Hopefully it makes some good power. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. Unfortunately, I would like to be there to watch it, but yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles at the moment. Hopefully this will be the last video with just me in it. Matt should be around any time now, being that, yeah, things are getting a bit better here in Victoria. Will be really exciting to get together with Matt again because I've got a new camera, he's actually got a new camera, and both our cars should be working. So it's really time to just go and drive the cars and just have a blast. There is also the matter of this car, which Seb has been working on every day pretty much. There's a whole lot that's been going on with it. Don't mind how it looks at the moment. It does look a little sketch, but we will fix that. Well, Seb will. I'll update you on what's going on with the 86 soon because it is a really exciting project. There is a lot going on with it, and no, it doesn't just sit there. It is getting worked on and it's going to be an awesome car. Really excited to sort of conclude the build on the blue car and get to actually driving it. Oh, one really exciting thing about the blue car is not only is it going to the dyno next week, but in just under a month, it's going to be on the track. It's going to be at Winton Motor Speedway, the only place I've ever done a track day before in my white car. I don't know if you watched back then, but yeah, I did do a track day in the white car back there. It's an awesome track, lots of high speeds, third gear corners, you know, fourth into third. So gonna be driving my car there next month. Unfortunately, Matt's not gonna be able to drive, but he will be in my pit crew and he'll get some mad exterior shots with our fresh cameras. So it's gonna be a really nice weekend. That's all I've got for you this week. Thanks heaps for watching. Thanks heaps for bearing with us through the whole lockdown situation. Thanks heaps for watching and really appreciate it. See you next time.